Well, the votes came in for the bogey section at Donington Park, and it turned out to be McLean's. Not the easiest sections to try and explain. I'll do my best, and this is basically my take on it. How to get the best out of McLean's at Donington? Well, the thing about McLean's, it's immediately preceded by the fast Swans curve, and because of the distance between the two corners, not exactly a chicane, but invariably you have to link them together, creating a section of track and a natural compromise. Entry and corner speed through Swans is the limiting factor to gain good track position for McLean's. So for smaller, lower capacity, lower powered machine, track position can be more easily gained out to the left before entering McLean's. However, for a larger, more powerful machine, your speed up to Swans is very fast, so your speed through the left and then getting good track position for the right is much more of a compromise. You're decelerating through this section, so you can either choose to focus on getting a really good exit out of the right up towards Coppice, or a very fast line through the left, but then compromise your track position for the right, or compromise both corners slightly to get the best out of the section as a whole. There's also an element of tactical riding. If you're defending a race position, it's so important to arrive at McLean's, block that position, but that means going through the left quickly. This, however, can weaken your exit up the hill to Coppice. If you look at the shape of the two corners, you can clearly see that the left is faster than the right. If you slow around the left, you'll be able to gain better track position for the right, but then you'll lose out time on the fast section. The faster sections of the circuit are where the biggest lumps of time are made up. For instance, if you compare the times of the fastest and the slowest rider rounding a hairpin, and then go to a faster part of the track and do the same, the faster section, the time difference is greater. It's stupid trying to go fast and make up a lot of time around the slow bit. You'll make up more time being fast on the fast bits. My preferred line through this tricky section is to go up and through Swans as fast as possible, yet at a speed I can maintain the middle of the track as I'm braking and transitioning between left and right between the two corners. Then as I see the curb, only use it as reference, don't close in on the start of it, close in on the second bulge, where by then I've slowed enough to pick up the throttle and start to develop it out of the corner. The compromise to the corner is you either focus on arriving or defending, but if you focus on track position, the problem then is you open yourself up for people passing you on the inside. There's almost three lines to this corner: racing or tactical, ideal but a weak defence, and compromised, which is the best overall. This image illustrates my typical line through this section. From the first arrow tipping into Swans, the yellow line up to the apex where the second arrow is, then the red line is where the transition from left to right happens, and the yellow line continues to show my line around McLean's and the two apex options. The next image helps to illustrate the reason for using the second bulge or later apex, and how the trajectory is so much better as a result. This image shows my typical line in yellow and a second line in red and green out to the left, which is another option. Slower through the left, but it opens up McLean's itself. Easier done on a slower machine and a good offensive or chasing line. Then the yellow line gets you to the apex earlier and would make a typical overtaking manoeuvre. At McLean's, the secret is to realise there's two distinct bulges or apexes in the curb. Initially not easy to spot, but when you do, it really helps to get the best out of the corner. The issue also at the apex curb, it's not until you're transitioning from left to right while braking that you see the start of the curb. So it's very easy to get sucked in, because as soon as you see it, you're tempted to go for the start of the curb, the first bump, creating an early apex. But as this is only the start of the corner, it's then easy to run wide at the exit. The second bulge is towards the end of the curb, difficult to see at first, but it opens up your exit, with a better trajectory and more track to use, allowing you to get back to full throttle earlier on the short straight up towards Coppice. So next time you're out at Donington, whether you're riding Freddie's bike or not, give my ideas a try. just $5 a month to see my exclusive content. But if you like what I do, you can subscribe on higher tiers for greater rewards.